All right, so this is a different topic than I usually talk about, but this is going to be on why you need to make more content on any platform you want, literally. This is the biggest advantage you have on anyone that you can use, and it's also the biggest opportunity that you have literally in this generation that no other generation had before. Making content is literally free, which is insane. You can literally advertise anything and literally post about anything you literally want to, no matter the niche, as long as you do it right. Obviously, you need to use your brain to think about what people do want to see. You can't just make really whatever you want, but it can be on pretty much any topic. You don't need to look up the best topic to do stuff on. And a lot of people overthink it, thinking like about the judgment of it, or like, my friends will think it's stupid. But literally, first of all, you don't have to show people. Second of all, you can literally do content without even talking, without even showing your face, literally just anything. And I always used to think like, oh, I need to make the best video ever to put it out there, and only, so it has to be so high quality, the perfect video, and then I'll post it, or oh, this and that. But now I'm starting to realize there is no perfect video, there is no perfect time to start, so now's the time to do so. It's a good way to save videos as well, because obviously you can, or even to send people videos, you can put it on your channel and then literally just send people the link, and then just see if other people like to see it too, if you have something to show off and stuff like that. I feel like people think too deeply about it, or like, think, yeah, just too deeply about it, honestly, about like, oh, I have to do the perfect thing to put it out there, or oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. Like, you can literally put some stupid video you want to show people that you took, and then put it on your YouTube, and then see if other people like to see it, and then boom, you literally have a platform, and now you have a bunch of subscribers just because other people wanted to see that. Another thing I do wish I did is not deleted all my old stuff, because literally all that stuff is gold, and a lot of it is literally just memories that I have, or like, I have montages of me playing Call of Duty, stuff like that, where I wish I could look back on my old clips of stuff, and now I can't because I deleted it, because I didn't want, people from school seeing it or something, which was literally the dumbest thing I could ever think of, because nobody cares, like, and it was also, it honestly kind of sick. I wish I could show people now all my old stuff, but I can't find it anymore because I deleted it off my channel. And I'm honestly pissed I did that, and do not make the same mistake, obviously, unless it's literally something really dumb, or you're saying crazy stuff, then that's the whole nother topic. But if it's something cool, like cool clips you have back in the day of just random stuff, even of you playing soccer, or like just anything, playing sports, or playing the game, this and that, anything, like, YouTube is a good way to save it, because other people can see that, and then it just makes it cooler. And it could literally be just any idea you have. Like right now, I had the idea about this. I had the idea about this topic of talking about this, and I literally am doing it right now. And yeah, I just wanted to share the idea that I had right now, and I'm doing that right now. I just find it crazy how, not many people in real life do that, or make this type of stuff. And it's kind of surprising to me. I don't know. So I'm just starting to think about that now, and think like, why aren't more people making videos or doing that? Like, it's kind of odd to me. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Also, it's easier than ever to make YouTube videos than it was before, and I always thought about it, but I never, just took the action to start. And you used to need a capture card to do gaming videos, or a crazy expensive camera. Now it's literally so easy to do it. And even me, I'm guilty of it. Like, I get too lazy to the point where it's like, oh, it's easier just not to do it. But better late than never to start, or whatever. I used to do it, and I deleted all my stuff because it wasn't the perfect video, it wasn't perfect, and now I'm mad that I can't look back on it, I can't show people it, and it bothers me. So if you had any thought about starting, or any, thing in your head that even had the half thought to start it, just do it now, because, you know, time only passes and you should just start it now rather than later. Once again, I'm guilty of it, of not starting, or, not doing enough with it. But, now I'm going to try. And like I said, better late than never. But now is better than later. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's mad people out there who have the same idea to start. Obviously, a lot of people, most people want to, make content, videos, stuff like that, and they just never start because, it's easier just to not start and to keep doing what you're doing. But this is your sign to start. Also, you can make a huge impact on someone, make their day better just by simply, coming up with the right idea for content as well. So that's another thing to think about. You can impact people in a very good and positive way. Another thing to think about too is all the time you spend consuming instead of creating, which is what I've been thinking about recently. And that also motivated me to do more of this, is because I spend so much time just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling when I could be literally creating the stuff that other people watch. Or, I could watch my own stuff for, which sounds crazy, but like, it's pretty interesting even to watch your own stuff over, because it's like, oh, I made that, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty cool. Also, another thing too is you can literally meet people from this, you know what I'm saying? You could literally have people message you, be like, oh yeah, I agree with that, or oh yeah, that thing you made was pretty cool. And you would have never known them, like, if you didn't make that video or didn't do that thing or make that content, you know what I mean? So that's another pretty powerful and crazy thing about all this. Another thing too is if you're trying to start a business or promote anything, this is literally the best way because it's free, it's organic. You know what I'm saying? You can promote your own stuff if you get views. And yeah, this is the best way instead of paying for advertising or, just paying for that. Yeah, paying for stuff. You could literally just do it for free, make some good content, and just promote your stuff on the back end of it. And boom, you could create real wealth. Not, and I'm not even really trying to do that right now. I'm just trying to put stuff out there. But like, if you really wanted to do that, you can. It's definitely a doable thing. Other people have done it. Why can't you? Also, another cool thing to think about is your video can literally exist forever, even after you die, if you really think about it. Like, you literally could have a video and then you could die and people could still see it, which is kind of a good thing and a bad thing if you really think about it, because if the content is like something horrible you did, then like that's kind of trash. But if it's something you're proud of and something really cool that helps represent you, or just like is just funny, like that's pretty cool to think about, that your video can last longer than you. It could technically last forever if someone has it downloaded, or whatever. It's just kind of crazy to think about that. Also, if you really think about it, it is one of the coolest inventions in the world, because anyone can just put a YouTube video out at any time about anything they want. It's honestly insane. It's really cool. And also, like I said, even if no one watches, man, it's still cool to look at your own stuff, save stuff, and all that. And it's kind of crazy that the more stuff you put out, the more odds you have at getting a viral video, which is pretty cool because, like, who doesn't want, your stuff to be seen, right? Like, everyone wants, people to see stuff or see your stuff and then agree with it, or see your thing and be like, oh yeah, that's really cool. It's just cool to think about. And also, it could just make people happy and help them. Also, if you go back in time, you got to think, if people from the past knew about this, like knew that you could do this, knew that you could just make something about whatever you want and just put it out there, and then there's an odds that you could get millions and millions of people to see it and be like, oh, that's so cool, that's so cool. Like, dude, that's insane. And also, like, even businesses back in the day would be like mesmerized, people, just everything. It's just a crazy opportunity. It's the best opportunity in this generation, or in history, if you really think about it, for businesses and just people in general. It's literally like insane. All right, guys, that's all I had to say. I just wanted to share that thought, share that idea. Please like and subscribe, and peace out.